And I'm like shrinking.
Yeah.
I'm not getting involved in this conversation
How am I supposed to answer this? Yeah, it's a whole bag of Hot Topic clothes.
That's it.
Yeah, that literally just happened again.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we have people contacting us all the time about looking for a realtor and looking to move to Richmond, Virginia. If that sounds like you, we would love to be the real estate team that helps you. All of our contact information is below the description, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Live in Richmond, Virginia for another spotlight. I am super excited about who we have today. It is Liz and Matt. Thank you so much for being with us, guys.
Hey, no problem.
Some of my favorite clients, and I know that you think I say that to everyone, and I don't. Some of my favorite for sure. You guys were a lot of fun for sure. All right, so tell us a little bit about what part of Richmond you live in.
We live in Moseley, which is in western Chesterfield County. So it's, I'd probably say is it the last town in Chesterfield on the western end? So yeah, yep, western Chesterfield. So pretty close to Midlothian, but Moseley, it is different.
It's a little different. And I know when we're getting real technical, everyone's like, well, that's technically Moseley. And sometimes I'm like, I just kind of like melded into Midlothian. I'm like, that area, just the western part of Midlothian. That's what it is.
Right, exactly.
There you go. What made you guys pick that area?
So we moved to Central Virginia in 2006 and settled on Chesterfield County, Midlothian specifically at the time. We had our daughter was 18 months old, and we chose the area for schools. And at the time, so if you think about the time frame where we moved, 2006, we thought, well, we'll stay in this house. We were in Brandermill. We thought we'd stay in this house for 3 years and then we'll upgrade. And if everyone remembers what happened in 2008, we were there for 13 years. So
just a little longer than a couple
years. A little
years.
Longer. We needed to get out from under the water, if you're using a phrase. But so when we were ready to move on up, we had a daughter. Our daughter at that time was no longer 18 months old. She was in 8th grade. She was getting ready to start high school. And she went to a middle school that fed into either Clover Hill or Cosby, both still very good schools in Chesterfield County. And our options were limited by our decision as well to kind of protect that for her, to look for an area that would feed into either one of those high schools. And so Moseley obviously is Cosby School District, which is an excellent high school. And that's where we landed.
For sure. It was a fun journey. Actually, every time we get kind of around this time of year, it just makes me think of you guys, because that's when we kind of started the journey.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Right. And now our daughter, who we were thinking about her high school career for her, had she not started yet, is entering her senior year. So yes.
Time flies. Where does it go?
I know. It really, I mean, you think poor Katie, she's the one that everything is tied to her, right? So we moved here when she was 18 months old. We moved into our house when she was a freshman, and she does have a sibling, but unfortunately he's sort of, oh yeah, how old were you? What grade were you in when we were moving? But
you're like, I don't remember, but we know exactly all the things.
Yeah, it was kind of her milestones that were, the big milestones for her that were in relation to what we were doing with our housing. So
definitely. Yeah. Though we know that the mister had something to say. I know we had to definitely, with the new house, bring him over, make sure he was comfortable with his new room. And
remember we had to have a picture of his old room so he could have that for his new room. So he's fine with it now. He says he likes this house better now.
Yeah, so. And you're kind of like, yes, we know.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. I think one thing that I will never forget about when we were working together, because the whole school thing, I know when we were getting your house over in Brandermill ready, I just remember being kind of the fly on the wall one time, and we had I think the stager over looking at some different things, and here comes your aunt in with Katie with all of these clothes for back to school.
Mhm.
And she's the best auntie, I swear to God, because she
Mhm.
had all these different things. And you're like looking at like, we're literally trying to get ready to move and declutter everything. I've just spent 2 hours
Right.
with everyone going like, you got to get rid of this. You got rid of this, rid
Right.
of this. And here she comes, with all these things. And then all the things you didn't want her to wear or something. She's coming down trying all the things on. And you're
Yes.
like, why did you get that? That's not appropriate. And your aunt turned to me and goes, Erin, don't you think that's really cute what she has on? I'm like, shrinking.
Yeah.
I'm not getting involved in this
I love
conversation
it.
at
How am I supposed to answer this? Yeah, it's a whole bag of Hot Topic clothes.
that's it.
Yeah, that literally just happened again.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Mary, stop it. Stop
I
it.
know.
It's all good.
Can't
You
say
gotta have
no.
to have somebody spoiling you sort of thing. All right.
That's right.
If there weren't any children that were determining where and when and all the different places that you had to move to, let's say, but even if you did have them, and you kind of do, right? If
Mhm.
you were to move back in Richmond and money was no object,
Oh, that's
where
gonna
would
change.
you move and why?
All right. I've been doing all the talking. Why don't you say where you would move, and then I'll give you mine because we're different at
Yeah.
this.
And we'll
I-
see if you're going to be allowed to move or even stay in the house you're in.
Right.
You
I
better
don't-
say the right
this is my
answer.
one opportunity.
Choose wisely.
Right.
Yeah, if I had a choice, I would. I don't know if there's a specific place, but I would definitely look to move somewhere where we had more land and space to kind of do different things rather than being close to neighbors and everything. That's kind of the area I grew up as a kid, so that's what I look to. But I don't know. We haven't really had that opportunity, unfortunately.
Yeah. We did look at that property over at Adventure Hill. That was to
that's
build
right.
on that, right?
Mhm.
That was in our school district, but I think with our situation, we didn't want to be like moving out and living in like a little apartment, for who knows how long with building.
Right.
But my answer is different.
Yeah.
I would be on Monument in one of those houses.
Mhm.
Yeah, with a designer, because in Summer Lake, as you know, we had Homerama last year, I want to say, and they had a couple nice houses, beautiful houses. I'm not going to say nice, beautiful homes. And
Beautiful.
there's one that was my absolute favorite. But every time I look at it, I tell Matt, if we had that house, we would just have our stuff in it. So I'd need like the budget to have a designer that would put like all the things that were in there for staging, and those would be my things. So I would be on Monument.
You'd be on Monument with a designer. And remember, money is no object.
Exactly. That's why I switched my answer.
So, and really what it comes down to is money is no object. So we know that you can have your Monday through Friday home is on Monument
That's
with
true.
the designer, right?
Yes.
And then you have your weekend home, maybe not in the Hamptons, but out in the country, right?
Right. Like our Powhatan weekend home.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Right.
The new Bon Air, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Has to get away from the city.
Right.
Take the train out to get away from all
Exactly.
I get
Exactly.
it. Okay, well that's good. So I'll make sure I know now that there's actually 2 homes in 2 areas that I just need to kind of be tracking your children. Now I know for sure. I already knew what your kids' ages were, but now I really know. I'm making all my notes, and I'm going to subliminally start sending you these things like,
Right.
oh my
You're
gosh,
the
I just look at
algorithm,
this house
right?
today.
Yeah.
Don't you love it?
Right.
No, kidding. All right. Do you guys have any particular memories of working with me and my team that you can share?
I do. There's one that just jumps up. I mean, I have a ton of memories from, like, we mentioned how old the kids were and how challenging I felt it was going to be to have them keep their rooms clean, but they got incentivized with Sweet Fraud gift cards from Miss Erin and her team. And those rooms were clean for the
They were
entire time.
spotless.
They did an amazing, but those are like the little touches that I was super impressed with. And so were the kids, but more like impactful or kind of shocking to me was more than a year after we moved in and closed on this house. Our house, we didn't build it, but it was a new build. So it was a spec home, and it was still, we had the builder come out after about a year to check some things that needed fixed. And there were a few concerns that we had. And Erin, you came to the meeting that we had with the builder's representative. I mean, at that point, you were done with us, or you could have been done with us. And I think a lot of other realtors may have been. And I was surprised that you came out, you had a notepad, you were taking notes, you were our witness, documenting everything that we talked about in the event that we ever needed to go back to this builder and say, hey, we discussed this. Thankfully, we haven't had to do that, but that's just the kind of, relationship that you build with your clients that I think is really important and demonstrates that, you're not just in it for the transaction that happens at that moment when we're closing on this house and then moving on to your next clients. I mean, you truly have become a friend, and that's just a huge example of that, I think.
Oh, that is so kind.
Yes.
Thank
But
you.
I mean it.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and I didn't incentivize you beforehand.
Yeah, I didn't get any
Right.
sweet frog gift card. We got a nice new house with all sorts. And that's another thing too, I think about, I had previously worked in mortgage. And so I also work for a bank, and I have, if you remember, I got employee discounts through my loan that I was getting, and nobody really could beat that. But things that I didn't realize, that the builder had incentives for using their financing option. And I would never have known that. And I probably just would have accepted whatever we ended up getting, but you got that for us. You got those incentives added to our financing, and things that, didn't need to be done, because we would have been clueless. We would have been like, oh, okay, cool. We got the house we wanted with good rate on our loan, but we ended up getting those credits because you advocated for us in that.
I love that. Matt, do you have any particular memories? They can be bad ones if you want.
Oh no, no bad. Yeah, I really, I think the other thing that I recall, because a lot of it kind of fell on me, was when we were selling our house to make some of the repairs that came up during the home inspection.
Oh,
and
yes.
your assistance in finding people to, help make those repairs, that was very helpful.
I mean, helpful and a huge money savings too. We got one quote for something like $11,000, and then you got us turned around on that pretty quick.
Like, no.
Yeah, I've got somebody for you.
Yeah.
And then our termite inspection, all of that.
Yeah. That was...
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Awesome.
Oh, that's right. And Matt was trying to be all cheap and do crappy plumbing work. I'm totally remembering this.
That's right.
Just teasing. You do lovely plumbing work.
Oh,
really did. It was so exciting. I mean, it's not that I forget things. Like, I remember funny little things, and then you guys say something and it all kind of just comes flooding back. But it was so exciting to meet with you guys in the summertime. It literally was like kind of around maybe like right after 4th of July, or maybe it was just August.
It was August for sure.
It was August.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And kind of starting the journey, and then going through all the steps, just like I do with many people, and going through everything and getting everything all ready. And you still have your life going on, getting the house ready, and it's like, okay, you get the house in the market, and everyone's like, you're not going to be able to sell anything. It's past this point. And I'm like, watch me. You'll be in that new house by the beginning of the next year, and damned if you weren't.
Yeah. And that's funny. I remember I reached out. I was sitting there getting my hair done, and I was like, I want a new house, but we didn't think we would ever be able to do it. And I think I messaged you and just said, just feeling it out, like, if we were to sell this house, whatever. And you came out, and from there, it went from a dream to a reality pretty quickly. And that was all you, really, kind of, because we've reached out to other people in the past, and it was just like, well, here, they'd respond. But you came over, you talked to us, you showed us what it was, you showed us we could do it, and we ended up doing it.
So awesome. So awesome. Liz and Matt, thank you so much for taking the time to get on the show, to share with us. I really appreciate that. And I know that your words are really going to help other people as well. And thank you all for joining us as well. And remember, leave everything better.
Hey, we have people contacting us all the time about looking for a realtor and looking to move to Richmond, Virginia. If that sounds like you, we would love to be the real estate team that helps you. All of our contact information is below the description, and we can't wait to hear from you.